Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to the Self-Achievement Network. My name is Dominic, and I am here once again with Sharif Yusuf, our marketing consultant, guru. Yeah, all the above.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Sharif. It's good to have you back.
Good to see you. Good to be
Happy
back.
Friday.
Happy Friday to you all, and to you and all the people out there.
Yeah, I think today this is the first time we're doing it a little bit differently. So we're going to be recording this on Zoom. And so those of you who will be watching later, I want to say hello and welcome and thank you for joining us. And, big thank you to all of our guests. We have, I see Lamia is already joining us. So welcome to Lamia. And so the topic today is, tell me one more time.
Topic is going to be content marketing strategy.
Content marketing strategy.
Mm.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Content marketing strategy.
Mm.
That's a big one because that is complicated. And if you don't have a good strategy, I'm gonna just tell you from experience, it's hard.
Yeah, it's you know me and the planning and the strategy and all this stuff. I'm all for these things. And then when you go into details, you go a little deeper into your marketing, then you need to almost have a plan for everything or any activity that you're doing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, before we start, tell us a little bit about who you are, and I'll introduce
Yes.
myself in a minute.
Yeah. Hi everyone. My name is Yusuf, and I'm a marketing consultant. I do marketing consulting for small business and professional services, and I'm located out of Toronto, Ontario, and I've been doing this for almost 4 years now, independently. Before that, I've been working in and out of corporate and small, medium, and large enterprises for with 30 years of my life, and I've learned marketing in a lot of these big business schools. Very proud to say that. And then I decided to go independent in 2017. Um, Moreover than the marketing consulting that I do, I'm also teaching marketing and business admin with one of Toronto's private colleges. It's called ILAC International College. And I also sit on a committee, a vice chair of a committee with the Mississauga Board of Trade. And the committee is called the Professional Development Series Committee. And this is where we try to help small businesses, start or with their marketing, with their sales, with their whatever activities through different events and webinars that we host.
Outstanding. Yeah, you've been on the board of trade there for a while, right?
I have been with them for about 3 years now. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
now. And to be honest, it's one way that people will grow your network. One way to grow your network, and you get to know a lot of people, maybe from other professions. But the good thing about this is that um, you're growing your own network, so you know who to go to if you want videography, or you want professional photography, or if you want someone like a financial consultant, if you want a lawyer, if you want, because all these will be, from within your network. And this is something that I really value from my membership with the Mississauga Board of Trade.
Mm-hmm. It's a great idea. Absolutely. It's kind of like the Self-Achievement Network. We've
Very
got
much so.
3,050 people in this group, this community. And yeah, there are people from A to Z. I mean, if you ever need any help, just go to Self-Achievement Network on Facebook and you can find lots of people who are, what I say, keep this thing connected to this and everything works out fine. So yeah, I'm the founder of the Self-Achievement Network, and I'm also the author of a course called Life Plan, which is a live it has a live format, and it also has a digital download, a course after teaching for many years about how to plan your life, how to transform your life from wherever you're at to wherever you want to go. And I'm also the author of a book called Manager Hacker, which is a really interesting take on the whole management, the different types of managers that are out there. Recently had an incident where I kind of got in a really tough spot, but I wasn't able to hack the manager before they hacked us. Hacked my wife, actually. So
Yeah.
that was, it was, maybe I should not promote the book anymore because it didn't quite work.
You didn't see it
Anyway,
coming. You didn't see it
yeah.
coming.
So, okay. So your topic today, how you're going to start with what? What are you going to teach us?
Well, I'm just going to start with like a quick definition. I know it may be redundant, and a lot of people would know a lot about this definition, but it's just to reiterate that it's content marketing strategy. It's that strategic marketing approach where you focus on creating and distributing valuable, relevant, engaging content to attract your target audience. So it's a very simple definition. However, it is very detailed. If you go into each and every word or term, it is very also detailed. And the content strategy is that strategy that takes your business goals and then it uses content as a primary means to achieve those goals. Because every business has goals, and all you want to do is that you want to deliver on those goals. So one of the means to achieve your goals is content marketing. It's been growing. It's been growing years and years, and the internet has definitely changed the way that we deliver our messages. So if, as an example, if your business goals might include increasing brand awareness, for example, then to achieve this goal, you might implement a content strategy that would focus on search engine optimization, for example, to want to increase visibility of your website, and you want to drive traffic to your website. So depending on your goal, which is ultimately at the end would point to driving more revenue, then the content strategy itself will help achieve that goal.
Okay.
The question is, so does it sell your product? The answer is no, it doesn't sell your product. No, I mean, there's no strategy, no content will sell your product. But what it does, it educates your target customers and tells them about your product and service, and it makes them ready to make a purchase. But you will still need to go out and sell your product. And I always say that, marketing is a support function. It's going to help you. It's going to help you deliver a message, inform your customer, engage your customer, but you still got to go out and do the footwork, right? You got to go out and sell your product. So yeah, it's a way for educating customers, and with all the acceleration these days and the increase in the use of the internet and social media and so on. As we spoke last week, where are your customers? Your customers are mostly on the internet, so you need to go where they are, and so this is one way that you go to your customer and deliver some messages for them. So yeah, it's very very key especially when you're talking about communication, because it helps companies create some sustainable brand loyalty, and provides valuable information to consumers, and it creates some willingness to buy the product from the company in the future. That engagement, that constant being there in front of your customer. I also have one statistic that I learned, is that it is being used by over 85, I would say maybe over 90% of businesses today. So yes, there's no business that cannot use content marketing at this point. Benefits, in terms of benefits, well, one thing for sure is cost savings, and content marketing is at least 60% less costly than if you're doing typical advertising. And the good thing is that it's at least 3 times more effective. And another benefit definitely is you're getting loyal customers. You're getting people who are engaged and want to interact with you. So that's one of the main things, one of the main benefits that you get from engaging in content marketing. Now, what are the steps and you think of the steps of a strategy or a plan, and they're pretty much, I don't want to say the same, but they're very similar to when you're putting a plan in place. So target audience, first of all, identify your target audience. Who are you going to send these messages? And then once you've identified that, now that of course entails everything underneath that by segmenting and targeting and then finding the right personas and all that kind of stuff that we spoke about before. But once you've done that, then what is the problem that you're going to address? What problems do your target audience have? And once you define that, then it will reflect in your message, in the type of content, in the type of channel that you want to use as well. And once you do that, you've identified the problem, then how are you going to prove your worth? What is your unique selling proposition? What is the one thing that differentiates you from any other offering in the market? So first 3 steps: target audience, problem that you're going to solve, and then prove your worth. That's the first 3 steps. And then once these have been identified, so it's basically you're laying the foundation here. The next thing is that you identify your content and your channel, what type of content you're going to use, and then obviously the channel that you're going to use to reach your customer. And then the last 2 steps are always there, the execution part, and then the monitoring and reviewing it, a typical plan, as we always do, right? So it is an I would say like a typical plan or a typical strategy, if you may. It just needs a little bit of detail when it comes to target audience. It needs to identify what problem that you are going to solve, and then from there, what makes you different, and then identify the content that you have, because you have a number of types content that you can use according to the different type of message that you want to send out, right?
Okay.
Examples of content may be articles, ebooks, infographics, podcasts, blogs, videos, vlogs, webinars, search engine optimization, pay-per-click. I mean, there's so many forms of content marketing, and accordingly, the channel obviously is determined according to the type of content that you're gonna send out.
Can I give an example? I think I have one. So the self-achievement network is not just only one main group, it's several groups around that are all connected like a wheel. And one of the groups is a leadership group. And so then what I did the other day was I created a piece of content, which was about a general piece of content about leadership. And then I posted that in that leadership group, and then shared it out to a few other groups, including the main group. But it was content. It wasn't trying to sell anything. It was just a piece of good information, useful to probably more reminders for people that, leadership, starts from within, right? So would that be
Yes,
a good example of content?
absolutely. It is, and the one thing that I definitely would emphasize on what you just said right now, which is you're not selling anything, and that's very important when you're doing content marketing. Ideally, you'd be wanting to add value, which you did, and you're telling a good story, which what you're doing is that you're building credibility. You're trying to solve a problem for your audience in this case, and at the same time you're not selling them anything. So you've ticked all the boxes.
Okay, good.
So yeah, like I said, there's so many forms of them, and according to these forms you can determine which channel you want to use. And one of the I'll just go back to this thing. One of the main goals of any practice, especially on a marketing side, is to be found by the right people. And you want to create that bond with your customers. You want to engage them with your new announcements, and you want them to start talking about your product, because this is something I was just teaching last week. word of mouth. And word of mouth can be, oh my God, it is actually more effective than advertising in a lot of cases. That is an actual fact that I saw from the textbook. Imagine that word of mouth, positive word of mouth or negative word of mouth, by the way. Positive word of mouth can be more effective than advertising. So no matter how much money companies are spending on advertising, but word of mouth can actually be more effective. Can you believe that?
Well, I mean, I've heard that before and I believe it because, personal experience is everything. If I was just reading, I was looking for a part for my motorcycle.
Yeah.
And one of it was a jack to lift up the motorcycle. These are not regular car jacks that you can use. So I'm looking at the reviews, and that's a form of word of mouth, even though it's online. But those are taken very seriously.
They are. I mean, I'm going to ask you this. How many times have you, done a search on, let's say, Google, for example, and the thing that you look for is a review, right? Review from other people. You want to look for these things because we relate to other people because we think that these people are like us in many ways, especially when you're, like you said, when you're looking for a part for your motorcycle, or when you're going out even for to check out a new restaurant or something. So you want to get some reviews from people. This is one of the ways that content marketing is actually transforming these days, because companies are trying to get customers more and more engaged, and it's a beautiful way actually to get them interacting, and because not only does the company give out information, but it also waits for information from their clients as well, and it encourages that interaction and the engagement. Some companies also would ask for like, this is an actual thing. Some companies ask their potential customers for ideas of new products. So to that extent, content marketing can be very, very useful. And to be honest, it's a brilliant idea, because these are the ones that are actually using it. These are ones that are consuming it. So it is a brilliant idea.
Yep.
That's why there's consumer-generated content, or user-generated content is growing so much in popularity. You don't just get your customers to engage with you via social media, but you can also reach them with specific messages. Now, social media has made it very personal, and you can reach people, on their own, on their Facebook Messenger or Twitter or Instagram or whatever, have them participate in a lot of activities. And this is one other way that you are always on their minds. Because again, this is one of the objectives, is that you want to be there as the first brand to recall, right? And one of these examples that come to mind when we're talking about content and user-generated content specifically would be Wendy's. Wendy's, the fast food.
Yeah.
One of the best Twitter feeds is Wendy's. I mean, they are out there. They send out messages. They interact with their customers, and they also have some banter with McDonald's. So sometimes it's amazing. It's hilarious, by the way. And then they send out comments, and then the guys from McDonald's send out some comments back, and and then the customers start engaging with both of them. So it is, I would definitely encourage people to check out Wendy's Twitter feed and McDonald's Twitter feed as well.
And they're both fast food.
They're both fast. They're making fun of each other's burgers, and it's just I personally I really enjoy it. But the thing is that they're getting their customers to engage as well, and that's the name of the game. That's what they want, right?
It's all about participation. I mean, engagement, right? Getting people to participate.
Absolutely. So
Not easy.
no, they need to do that and work on that. So I mean, that's one brilliant way of keeping them engaged. And so yeah, tips on effective content marketing, like the ones that we just mentioned. You need to add value, that's for sure. You need to tell a story, um, not give facts. Tell a good story. And storytelling, that's a whole new maybe video, a live session that we can do. But telling a good story is something very different, because it's about building credibility. So it's a little specialized, I mean. And then you need to solve a problem, solve your customer's problem, not any problem. And definitely consistency, the frequency, and in the branding, this is definitely something that customers want to see. They don't want you to send one out maybe one week and then forget 2 or 3 weeks. No, they want to see you all the time. And then evaluate your input get input from your employees, from people around you, just to make sure that you're sending out the right type of content. So yeah, it's in conclusion, it is about your audience. It's what do they care about? It's not about your product. It's about what they care about. And it is educational primarily. It's not about the product that you can sell. It's not a hard sell, like we said. A lot of work and persistence and patience to get get the ball rolling. And you need to provide different value. How can you be the one to provide something that no one else is providing? And then once you build that trust with your audience, and then they will more likely purchase your product.
Let's talk about planning for a brief moment. So content marketing does take planning. Do you have any kind of recommendation, or does it just depend on the whole overall marketing strategy for the content? Because looking out 1 month, 2 month, 3 months out there, I know that there are people doing that, companies that are doing that. They're that far out and probably even further. So the stuff that is going out today was planned 3 months, 4 months, 6 months ago.
Yes.
So your specialty is small business.
It all falls in. Sorry to cut you off.
Not at all. No, that was it.
Yeah.
What would you recommend? I mean,
it all falls in within that overall marketing plan. Now, like I mentioned, if the plan is about building your brand, then all the content must be going to that direction. Yes, the ultimate goal is selling and getting more money. And I mean, yes, I understand that, but it has to be fitting in with your overall marketing goal. Maybe the goal for this year would be branding, and making sure that their brand is built properly and people are aware. Maybe the goal for the next year would be increasing sales by 25-30%. I don't know. So maybe if that is the case, then the plan for content marketing should be different, because it should encourage people to take action, not just inform or educate, or yes. So it has to be in line with your overall marketing plan, if that makes sense.
It does. And I mean, I've seen these marketing, advertising, whatever you want to call them, online, where they're talking about content marketing. And I see these boards, that are on the wall, and then they have these colored sticky notes on them. So they're planning these things well in advance. And, that's not an easy thing to do. So
it's not. It's a long practice. It's a long exercise. And like you said, things that can be implemented now, probably they've been working on it for the last 3, 4, 5, 6 months, maybe. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is something that we do. We plan for the company in general, and like our marketing efforts, and then from there would be so many things underneath that. So developing the content, and the whole communications Oh my God, that's another, that's another beast. The whole communications plan, that's and content is part of that. And
Yeah,
when you go into there, there's the design and the graphics and the that's it gets more and more detailed, but it all has to feed in the overall marketing.
yeah. It's a lot of gears.
Absolutely, there you go.
It's a lot of gears turning the wheels. Do you have a recommendation for like a ratio between content versus something that is selling, so it's content, sell, content, sell. I mean, you know what I mean?
Um,
Is there a
I don't think that there's a magic formula, but I think mainly it will depend on the industry, and it will depend also on how long you have been in the market as a provider, as a company. People or companies that are new, for example, will spend much more time on building their brand and that type of content, other than people who've been established in the market for a while. Then it's different. I mean, as long as they've been in the market for a while, but and their marketing is going, and they are constantly updating their feeds and their digital marketing and so on. But if they weren't doing anything, then it's almost like they're starting from scratch.
Mhm.
So it depends on the industry, and it depends on your longevity in the market, and what you've been doing in terms of marketing efforts.
Okay,
Mhm.
awesome. So how do people get a hold of you?
Um, I have a website. It's called the One Consultants.net. I have a Facebook page, also called the One Consultants, the One Business Consultants, and they can reach me through LinkedIn as well.
Okay, all right, excellent.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well, thank you. I mean, one more time, let's chalk up another episode of
Marketing
smallbusinessmarketing.com,
tips. Yeah. Yeah.
whatever it is. This is our episode number 4,728.
It's
Okay, my
always great.
friend, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Always.
Thank you
Thank
all
you.
for watching and joining in. And if you guys have any questions, please, once this gets posted, you'll be able to just tag or just click on Sharif's link or his name, and you can go check him out if you have any questions. And then also, if you have any questions about Life Plan or about Manager Hacker, please look me up. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Lamia, for joining us, and we will see you guys next Friday. And remember to have fun and stay inspired. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dominic. Thank you.
You're welcome, Lamia.